Hello, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. So last week I thought it would be an everything up week, and by everything I meant the markets, ding, oil, ding, but also precious metals. Gold pretty much closed exactly where it had the week before, and silver closed down. So what's going to happen this week? I really don't know. It's a Fed week. There'll be a lot of volatility. I have a level to level plan I will share with you when we get to the charts, but I do have an upward bias for gold this week. I know. Even though GDX or gold miners was weak last week, I believe that gold will close this week pretty significantly up. I think so. So with that said, let's talk charts. You ready? Whoop. All right. Okay, so let's start off by looking at ES or SPX futures. This is the weekly chart. Wow, look at this week last week for ES. ES actually was the strongest of all the indices. That was pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. And for this week, I'm looking at an upward range of 4758.50. Above that is a breakout. Now, on a lower side, I'm looking for it to hold 4590 below that, and we're in a little bit of danger, Will Robinson. Okay, so I will point out that if you look here, you see that this past week closed higher than a couple weeks ago, but there is some RSI divergence that could get taken away if we were to continue this upward trajectory. This in and of itself is not a reason to short, okay? Although, gosh, I'm getting to where I might want to if we get up here, okay? Anyway, let's look at the daily. All right, so let me make this one big. Okay, so remember we had talked about this day after volatility. We got this correct. We got the whoop correct. And now I drew in another line here because if I go back, oops, sorry. If we go back and we look at what happened before, and then we had the whoop, this slope here sort of maintained the rally. It sort of, at least for a little bit, right? And then it did a little whoop, boop, boop, okay? So I drew that same slope in here. I didn't have it drawn in before, but now I'm like, well, it's about that time. So I'm going to be watching 47.47. This is not super uppity slope. It's sort of flattish. It's upwards, right? But it's kind of like, but this number will change every day. But just for Sunday night / Monday, 47.47 is a figure I will watch. And it would not surprise me at all if we were to whoop initially, go up initially. I think that on Tuesday, because it's the day before the Fed decision, we might throw a little temper tantrum and get back to where we started. Conversely, if we are to go down on Monday, then I think that we'll have a little bit of upwards choppy action on Tuesday and sort of get us back to where we are right now before the Fed decision, and then we'll know more. You got it? I got it. All right, let's look at Nasdaq. Okay. So from a weekly perspective here, we had an up week in the Nasdaq, but it wasn't quite as strong. It didn't quite get us near the highs like ES did. So there's some room here, okay? But from a sort of limiting perspective, I don't want to say limiting. Top of the channel is 16,794. Let's call it 16,800 or so, okay? And if we were to get any kind of pullback, then I'm looking for support at around 15,209, which is not quite the bottom of the channel, but close enough this next week, okay? So that's what I'm looking at from a weekly perspective. Now, if we're thinking about this as a megaphone, above this 16,370 area is bullish, I think. There's not a lot of activity up there. Let me go ahead and draw in what would be sort of the top of the megaphone if we were to start whooping the whoop up. And this is daily, so let's put it like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday, it's about 16,953 or so. Okay, that would be quite a week though, but you know what? It's Fed week. Never know what's going to happen. Anyway, that should be some resistance. Above there is a breakout, and just like it would be above 16,370, would be bullish. Okay, and then on the bottom here, the support. And if this starts to flag, you know, maybe it'll flag along this line, but the support is 16,169. By the way, how good was this call about buying the Nasdaq at 15,606? What? That's pretty good. I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the shoulder. That was it. All right. Anyway, let's look at the small caps. Small caps was a little bit unfortunate last week. Of course, we closed the week higher because we thought we would. Hello. And we closed above this line, which was key. But what in the world? It's this robot line, which held us up for so long, is now holding us down. Stop it. Stop it. So anyway, this support for this week is 2193. Below that, it's going to start to look a little bit dicey. This week, if we were to tank, I don't know, it would be 2027 would be a nice, like, haha, you know what, we fakey break it up and then we fakey break it down, okay? But above this 2193, bullish. And if it can get over and close over this 2263.1, also bullish. But then the ultimate test will be back above this flat line rocket value of 2350. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. Okay, ooh. It's always very surprising, but pretty much we're back above we're just oscillating, okay, above this key, but we're holding the key. I'm not, I'd be the first one to talk about how not bullish this is if it's not bullish, but it's just chopping and consolidating. It's not really doing much. Okay, so anyway, a breakout would be a close today above 50.177. Okay, that would be a breakout today. And I just wanted to maintain this key value, which is 48,546, and then it's bullish. Okay, and then if it gets back up here, then that would sort of be like, if it can get a close back above this line, then that's going to start to be, in my opinion, sort of the start of another huge rally, but it's got to get way up there in order for it to do it. Okay, so it's just consolidating. Gets below here, that would be a womp. Okay, and I'll post that if on Twitter if it starts to do that. Okay, let's look at Ethereum. Okay, same dealio, really. It got briefly below the key, but then pulled up, and now it's just consolidating still. But the good news is it's holding this downdraft that it went through. It's holding the key afterwards. And so, pretty much bullish until proven not bullish, right? Right. Okay, so the next value we're sort of looking at there for another Ethereum breakout would be approximately 445.80. And then to the moon, right? If it can get above there, because this, if you squint your eyeballs and kind of turn your head over, is kind of bullish flagging looking. Okay, it's just consolidating and not breaking down at this time. Okay, so let's look at Doge. Doge is unfortunate, but I'm still hodling, and we did bounce off of this pink line a couple weeks ago for that flash of all crypto, and so far it's underneath this this MA here and really needs to regain this 50 MA, or is it the 50? No, I'm sorry, 9 MA in order to start to look bullish. So I think it'll actually squeeze if it can ever get above my blue line. It keeps getting close. It's getting closer every week, but it's still not there yet. So for Sunday/Monday, it would have to get above 0.1781. Somebody needs to pump it. Somebody needs to pump it. And I think that will happen after all the shares are sold of that company. All right, let's look at GDX. GDX had a weak week last week compared to all of the indices. Very disappointing. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm angry. I don't know, and I get why though, if inflation's going up into the cost of oil and I get why, but I'm not happy about it because I think I think that gold will go up. Now, why do I think we'll have an up week this week? Because if I look at this mess of candles where we went up and then we had 3 kind of downward weeks and then we had this downward dragonfly thing, I see something very similar to what happened here. Even though this downward dragonfly thing was green, it's negligibly green. This is negligibly red. It looks very similar to me. Does it look similar to you? I mean, it's different because this was a lot more momentum it had before it did this, but I think it's similar, and I think GDX will close the week up. And if not, let me just say, and I drew another line in here so we could scalp effectively from a weekly perspective. And so support should be, if it starts to poop, support should be around 30.29 and then above this 30.85. And I think we'll see some activity. And then the key though, it's not really bullish. It's not bullish at all. It's not. It's not. But it will start to look squeezy to me above 31.27. Okay. But it's still below these MAs and it's got to get back up there quickly or else it's going to poop. And so there is a possibility it could go down here. If it starts to get much below 30.29, I might cut most of it. That because I am really, I got in down here, yay. I got out up here, most of it, yay. But then I added back here. So, I'm not happy about this. So anyway, that's the figure I'm watching, 30.29. Possibility, if it goes down, it'll go way down here. But as long as it holds and goes up, like I think it will, then yay. All right, so let's look at gold. Okay. So gold, like I said, closed just marginally different than it was the week before. Still got to get back above this 1788.9. You can see the market just opened. It's 6 o'clock. Okay, anyway, and it pretty much opened flat and it's just wrong. Okay, but 1788.9 is key, I think, and I'm going to go ahead and move this back here. And as long as it can get above and hold the 1788.9, I think it's bullish. But on a lower time frame than just weekly, 1780, which is 1782.9 right now, is the key in lower time frames if you are scalping. Okay, let's look at silver. All right, silver. It was back testing this sort of, and I called it a channel line because it wasn't a channel for a while, right? And then it broke out and then it came back. And it is on my very last nerve. It is not looking bullish, but look where it closed the week. Right on RSI support. I know, right? And people say this is a lagging indicator. They can bite me because no, it's not. And it's a perfect way for me to be able to figure out for the next week what's going to happen, right? If it's right on support here, then odds are for the next week that potentially it'll come back up. Now, if you look here though, there's two lines. There's two lines it has to get through. So what that means to me is if it can stop being a jerk and get maybe to this black line this week, then we can start talking about silver squeeze. I think that if we can have a green week this week, and if we can get above this black line, I think there will be a lot of buying. I do. I think that. Okay. I think so. But anyway, I actually don't want it to backtest this channel again. That would be less desirable than even now. But if it were to, 21.755 is the magic number. And I do believe that there is some serious support at 21.115. Okay. And if you look, it's pretty similar, and this is weird, but it's pretty similar to the Nasdaq in terms of having a megaphone potentially, okay? Because it's doing this thing. I don't know if you can squint your eyeballs, but it's kind of making a megaphone here-ish, okay? Ish. It's not a lower low. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want it to go up, and I think it will. Okay, let's look at oil and XOP. Okay, so I was going to say that if you were inclined to take an oil short, because we left a gap here last week, I think 72.52 is a decent area to do that just as a scalp. Okay, I don't know. I really don't, because we had a strong week in XOP after we came back down, hit the bottom of this channel, just like we thought we would. We actually closed this gap, and then lucky for us, we actually or lucky for oil investors, oil stock investors, we actually closed that gap. So this is still okay looking, but the bottom of the channel, in case it poops, is 93.51, and I would expect 94.76, which is pretty much the low from last week, to also have some support there. And 100.43 is pretty much the key level above bullish, below questionable until it's below this level, and then it's bearish. Okay, but anyway, 72.52 I think might be a good area for a short scalp, but if it gets much above that, then This area looks like 74 to 74.16 is the next level of resistance, which happens to coincide with the 20 MA. I know. Okay, let's look at Nate. Oh, wait, yay. Okay. Netting is causing me some grief, but the good news is I was able to catch some of this move, even though I had tried to catch the bottom of the flag and I went again here. I was able to catch some of this move off of this 50 MA, which I thought would hold. I still think it will hold. So it's not, because of this breakdown of the flag, it's not officially bullish until it gets back into the flag, which is approximately this orange dash where I bought before, 4.388. Is that right? Yeah, 4.388. And particularly above this robot line. But the good news is, guess what? Just on a daily perspective, we're back above these MAs. Just opened above it, okay? But that's generally a good sign when it gets above the weekly MAs, and then it starts to get above the daily MAs, and then we're going to look at the hourly, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? Here is Joe. All right, finally, we got to pull back in Joe, and I'm happy about that because I had sold a lot of my Joe, and I want to add it back. So where I'd be looking to add it back is if coffee can get back to this 9 MA, that'd be great. But specifically, I would actually like it closer to 5859, 58.59, because that would be a back test of this breakout. Okay, and then below that 56.73. So I'm going to start to layer in if we can get much more downwards action, which I hope that we do. I do, because I think it's really going to go up a lot. Okay, but for now, I'm looking for another down week. I hope we get another down week because I'd like to add back. All right, and still have a target of 77.07. Okay, that's it. I was going to show you the Tesla chart. Okay, if you're still hanging out, I'll show you. So this Tesla chart is just, what is this, giant flag, right? Now, it's a little too clean for me, okay? I mean, I know I shouldn't say this, but like, when everything looks perfect from a technical analysis perspective, you can expect people to get screwed. So if we do get a down week this week, I am looking to buy either on this pink line, or because it's pretty much similar to something that happened before and that would look a little weird, maybe it'll be a double bottom, okay? Maybe. But I'm looking to buy either on this pink line or just under it. If it can flash and go back above, then I'll buy it when it gets right back above, okay? I'm not looking to knife catch, but I would like it in here because I don't think, first of all, there's a gap here. Lots of gaps, by the way, throughout this chart. But I don't think that the 1250 that happened after hours and isn't even on this chart was the all-time high. Don't think so. I think it's got room to go. All right, that's it. Made myself big. All right. Thank you again so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on the interwebs. Okay. Bye. Oh, wait. Jack. Come here, Jack. Jack, come. I'll introduce you to Jack. And Wallaby, probably. There's Jack. Hey, come here, buddy. Come on. Up. There you go. That's Wallaby in the background. You see? And that's Jack. Okay. All right. That's it. And Beta is outside being a jerk. Being a jerk earlier. All right. That's it.